Hey guys, it's Greg Jones with Motorcycle and Powersports News. We are back at Hale Farm for another edition of Fuel Cleveland, and we're joined by Marcus Ellis of Terminal Speed, and this is a custom 59 Panhead Harley, and it's our ride of the week. Marcus, thanks so much for giving us a little bit of time here on Friday setup day here at Fuel Cleveland, and you pretty much just pulled in, and we saw the Panhead and wanted to know more, and we also understand you might have the record this year for the longest drive out here to the Cleveland area, all the way from California.
Yeah, 2,600 miles.
Yeah,
almost
awesome.
On the nose.
Yeah, it took 4 days, I understand.
Yeah, 4 days. I kind of went the long way. I've done that drive before, and I know how miserable it could be, so
yeah.
I took a little bit extra time and went through the mountains and dropped in on a couple friends along the way.
Nice, nice.
Try to enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah, well, I understand it's also not the first time you've gone across the country, so you kind of know what you're in for, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. And you're also from here originally.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Yeah, you're familiar with the area. And
yeah,
yeah.
Good to be home.
Absolutely. So, Marcus, before we get into the build here itself, tell us a little bit about your shop, Terminal Speed.
Well, I build motors, rebuild motors,
okay.
Transmissions, and build custom bikes.
Yeah.
I am formally trained. I did a little dealership time.
Okay.
Didn't really care for it as much. I did service for a while and didn't enjoy that as much.
Yeah.
And managed to hone my skills enough to where I'm able to choose what I want to do and get to do.
Yeah.
So I decided to focus on motor building and transmission building and building bikes, because that's where the fun's at.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about this build. I understand it's for a customer. It's not a bike that you're, one that you own or ride around too much, but tell us a little bit about how this project got started.
So a good friend of mine, who's also a customer, got this project from the man that taught him how to tattoo about 20 years ago. Okay. So it's kind of sentimental to him in that respect.
Yeah.
He's a tattooer, not a bike builder. So he said, I want X, Y, Z, do your thing, but I'd like it if it had these details. Yeah. So those details were ones that I don't typically do, which was fun because I'm like, I don't know, push me out of my box, but that's a good, healthy thing to get pushed out of your box, and just makes you a little better. And you were telling me before we got the cameras going that you're typically doing a black paint scheme, black seat, and this is obviously blue with the white. Yeah. So a little different for sure. Yeah, he said, I want a light blue bike with dark fades and a white seat and rubbers and Z-bars, and he's into like classic cars. Yeah. So I'm like, oh boy, that's you're really giving me a run for my money here. Yeah. But like I said, that's a good thing to challenge you. And I'm like, all right, how do I do what I do, but also give him what he wants at the same time? Yeah. And I try to incorporate style cues from classic cars, not like parts or anything, but just kind of the whole vibe. Yeah. And give him what he wants, and I'm very happy with the product. Yeah. No, it's certainly a gorgeous bike, and like I said, you just pulled in, and we kind of gravitated right towards it here. So Marcus, outside of the color scheme of the bike, walk us through some of the work that you actually did on it. You have to go through the Panhead engine? Sure, yeah. So I rebuilt the whole motor. It's an 87-inch stroker Panhead motor, so it's a big motor. Yeah. Rebuilt the transmission. Basically, he came to me with the motor, the transmission, the frame, which he got from somewhere else, but he provided it, and a different front end. I think that's really it. Okay. So I swapped the front end, built the wheels from scratch. Oh, wow. Rebuilt the motor and transmission, did a ton of work to the frame because it was really not in great shape. Yeah. Like I said, I tried to give him what he wanted and also kind of make it my style as well. I made the handlebars. I took a set of handlebars that were, those were his handlebars off his old bike, but I cut them into 4 pieces. Okay. Narrowed them, brought the sweep back, and added the little crossbar to just give it a better look. I didn't like how they looked on there, but he wanted Z-bars, so again, kind of give him what he wants, and also put my touch on it. Yeah, for sure.
I was noticing the exhaust there, you know, did you have to do anything custom there?
Oh yeah, completely. So the header pipes are made by the Gas Box here in Cleveland.
Okay.
Jesse makes a top-notch product every time.
Yeah.
So I started with the bends in the front from him. Those are old cocktail shakers I got used from a buddy.
Wow.
And then I added the tubes in the end to give it the little rocket look.
Yeah.
Just for a little extra flair.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of have the little flare on the fender, on the tail light, on the exhaust, and then, I mean, you've seen cocktail shakers 1,000 times, so I wanted to just give it that little bit of extra.
For sure.
Kind
that looks awesome.
Sweeten the deal a little bit.
Now, obviously you said, you know, the engine and transmission stuff's your wheelhouse. How about the paint itself? You know, is that something that you do, or do you?
Nope, I farm out the paint. So I don't do paint or upholstery or chrome.
Yep.
I can do polishing, but I don't chrome. I mean, obviously chrome's a certain process.
Yep.
So my friend Gary Royal in San Francisco painted it.
Okay.
He did an absolutely phenomenal job.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and again, we were kind of talking on the phone of like, this is what the customer wants. Not really what I'm crazy about, but I want to make the guy happy. And I just kind of gave him a very broad parameter, and I said, you know, do what you do. I know I've seen your paint jobs. I trust you.
Yep.
And this is what he brought back to me, and I was just like, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Really beautiful job.
No, it definitely came together nice, and yeah, gorgeous bike. Marcus, anything else about the bike that we're leaving out, or, you know, maybe just a favorite aspect of the build for you?
I mean, there's all kinds of little details throughout.
Sure.
I just try to make the whole thing look cohesive. You know, some people have their heart set on certain parts, like I want this, this, this.
Yeah.
And then you put it together and you're like, I don't know, like, that doesn't really work.
Right.
So I try to make it all look like it belongs together. Yeah, I don't know, favorite part is just, I guess, the process. You know, I did some firsts, some things I haven't done before.
Okay.
And like I mentioned earlier, just pushing me out of my comfort zone to do something a little different.
Yeah.
Because that only makes you better.
Absolutely. Well, Marcus, we appreciate you telling us about the Panhead here.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Gorgeous motorcycle.
Thank you.
Guys, we appreciate you watching this episode of Ride of the Week. Make sure you're checking out everything that Marcus is doing there at his shop, Terminal Speed. And as always, make sure you're checking out motorcycle and powersportsnews.com for more content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.